right, shalom, shalom, shalom. All praises to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Shalom to the elect, those that are fighting to endure unto the end, and that are calling on the true names of the Father in the name of the only begotten Son, which are Yahweh, which is the name of the Heavenly Father, meaning He is. Bahashem, meaning in the name. Yahweh Shai, meaning He is our salvation. All right? And we're going to go in today. The topic of the lesson is prepare thyself for thy battle. Prepare thyself for thy battle. Get thy mind right, all right? Because all the signs are pointing towards the time where we're going to have to what? Solely rely on Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. And in doing so, we're going to have to make ourselves ready for thy battle, all right? That battle is Jacob's trouble, okay? And if you don't got your mind right by being in these scriptures, constantly meditating, you're not going to be ready for Jacob's trouble, all right? You're not going to be ready for the battle, all right? And this is the lesson, the preaching for the day's sermon is get ready for the battle, all right? Because the signs are here, okay? This man that we know, President Donald J. Trump, he's mobilizing more troops to come to different states, all right? He's mobilizing the National Guards to come to other states other than D.C. under the guidelines of reinforced help for ICE, all right? That's what he wants to pitch this sell to the people that what? We're going to send 1,700 more National Guards to 19 other states to help aid in the immigration enforcement of ICE to round up more illegal, undocumented immigrants, okay? And I have the article right here, which we're going to look at and find out that our people, you so-called blacks, Latinos, Native Americans, the 2/3 of our people have no clue or even any inkling of an idea of what's getting ready to come down the pipe, all right? So let's go to this article. I believe it's in Newsweek. Let's read a little bit of this article from Newsweek. This is an article from Newsweek, and the headline reads, National Guard mobilization plans across states. What we know. All right? Now that word mobilization goes into what? Preparing. So this man, Donald J. Trump, the president of the United States of America, is getting ready to add additional support to ICE in the form of what? The National Guard, all right? And all it's going to take is one person, you know, whether staged or not, to go off script and do what? To accidentally discharge or to even be engaged in a quote-unquote shootout. And then all hell's going to break loose. Civil unrest, civil war, all right? And then there's going to be no turning back from that point forward, all right? So the stage is being set, whether you know it or not. And if you don't know it, you're not prepared for the battle, all right? You're not prepared for that battle, all right? Because every brother and sister has their own battle that they're going to have to face in the time of Jacob's trouble and lead it up into the hour of temptation. All right, when they make the microchip mandatory, all right? So this lesson, this sermon, this preaching is to tell you to make thyself ready for thy battle, get your mind right, all right? So it goes on to read, it says up to 1,700, that's roughly, I did the calculations, 89 National Guards per state with 19 states to begin with. It says up to 1,700 National Guard troops could be reportedly soon be deployed into 19 states. All right. Now here's the 19 states that they're looking to deploy them to. It says Alabama, Arkansas, Florida, Georgia, Idaho, Indiana, Iowa, Louisiana, Nebraska, Nevada, New Mexico, Ohio, South Carolina, South Dakota, Tennessee, Texas, Utah, Virginia, Wyoming. Now, I believe these are states ran by Republicans, okay? But they're going to have them in the Democratic states as well, all right? And if you don't have any idea or inkling of what's getting ready to go down, you can't prepare for the battle, man, all right? So get yourself right, get together, get your mind right, get the spirit right, and get ready for the battle, man, all right? Because it's coming, and it's going to be like a time never before since the earth was began, okay? And we're going to actually go into that in the book of 2nd Ezra and open up with that in the 14th chapter in the Apocrypha. So this is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 14, and we're going to more than likely start from the top. This is 2nd Ezra 14:1. It reads, "And it came to pass upon the third day, I sat under an oak, and behold, there came a voice out of a bush over against me." So Ezra was sitting under this oak, and he heard a voice come over to him. It says, out of a bush over against me, and said, "Ezra, Ezra." See? So back then, the prophets were dealing with the Lord directly, all right? It says, "And I said, Here am I, Lord. And I stood up upon my feet." So he got up and stood at attention, all right? When the Lord calls you, you don't lollygag. Because we already know what happened to Jonas. The Lord called him, and he tried to put it off and tried to run from it. He went to Nineveh, and what happened? The Lord prepared a fish, a whale, to swallow him up, all right? Until he got the point that what? You can't run from your destiny, all right? If you're a servant, if you're a prophet, and that's your lot, you have to prophesy, all right? What is that? 1 Corinthians 14:38. The spirits of the prophets are subject to the prophets. Let's see if I can get that. Because you cannot run from your destiny, all right? The Lord will always put you on the track, all right? We have 1 Corinthians 14:38. It's like it may be 2 Corinthians 14:38. Well, it got to be 1 Corinthians, might be 32. You cannot run from your lot. This is 1 Corinthians 14:32. It says, "And the spirits of the prophets are subject to the prophets." See? So although Nineveh, although Jonas ran from his destiny at the time, the Lord got him to where he had to come to realization. All right, you're going to prophesy. All right, so when Ezra, what you're reading right now, heard the Lord call him, he stood up at attention. All right, because he understood the significance. When the Lord calls you, you answer. You don't put off and say, "Let me get back to you, Lord." No, man. You may be dead asleep. You may be relaxed. And the Lord call you, you get up and hey, the spirit move, you get up, man. All right? So now we back to 2nd Ezra 14. In verse 2, it reads, "And I said, Here am I, Lord, and I stood up upon my feet. Then said he unto me in the bush, I did manifestly reveal myself unto Moses and talk with him when my people served in Egypt." So he's telling Ezra, hey, I'm the same spirit, the same angel that was in the bush talking to Moses. All right? It reads, "And I sent him and led my people out of Egypt and brought him up to the Mount of Sinai," which that mount that Moses went to for that period of time was a chariot, okay? Now here it is. It's no coincidence that all of a sudden there's this humongous sized rock that they can't quantify and say as of now if it's a comet or something else, all right? So like I did a video this week, hey, is it a comet? Is it a so-called UFO? Or is it a crisis, okay? We just have to be patient and wait, man. So it says, 2 Ezra chapter 14 and 4, "And I sent him and led my people out of Egypt and brought him up to the Mount of Sinai, where I held him by me a long season." Right. He was up there in the mountain for 40 days and 40 nights, man. It reads, verse 5, "And told him many wondrous things and showed him the secrets of the times. In the end, it commanded him, saying, These words shalt thou declare, and these shalt thou hide." Right. So the Lord told him all the secrets, as it says in Amos 3 and 7. The Lord would do nothing but revealeth his secrets to his servants, the prophets. Okay. So he showed Moses, who was a prophet, all the secrets, some that he could tell and reveal, and others that he couldn't. All right. It says, verse 6, "These words shalt thou declare, and these shalt thou hide. And now I say unto thee, that thou lay up in thy heart the signs that I have showed, in the dreams that thou hast seen, and the interpretations which thou hast heard." And one of those dreams and interpretations we're going to get is in 2 Ezra, the 16th chapter, where the inspiration for this lesson came from. "Make thyself ready for thy battle." It says, verse 9, "For thou shalt be taken away from all, and from henceforth thou shalt remain with my son, and with such as be like thee until the times be ended." So the Lord was telling Ezra to get ready. I'm gonna take you away, all right, and you're gonna be with my son, which is where? In the fourth dimension, all right, and to the end. So Ezra could very well be back right now in the end of this man rulership, all right? He could be amongst one of the prophets that's out on the highway and hedges prophesying. We don't know, okay? But we do know he will be back in the end. It says, verse 9, "For thou shalt be taken away from all, and from henceforth thou shalt remain with my son, and with such as be like thee, until the times be ended. For the world has lost his youth." All right, so the world has lost his innocence, okay? Because you relate the youth to your innocence when you didn't know any better. All right, that's your youth. All right. In this world, under this wicked ruler, Esau, Edom, not to say that it ever had any youth, but if it did, it been lost. Okay. This world has waxed worse. All right, under this current rulership. It says, verse 10, "For the world has lost his youth, and the times began to wax old." 11, "For the world is divided into 12 parts, and the 10 parts of it are gone already, and the half of a 10th part. And there remaineth that which is after the half of the 10th part." So there's only roughly a part and a half left, okay? And we're in that last part, all right? We're in the last part of this world, this man's rulership. we're at the toes of this kingdom, all right, which Daniel interpreted Nebuchadnezzar's dream, and he went down the list of our captivities, and the last one that we would be under is Rome, but this is the revised version of Rome 2.0, all right? That iron mixed with miry clay, all right? It goes on to read, it says, and there remaineth that which is after the half of the 10th part. 13, now therefore set thy house in order. Get your mind right, all right? Set your house in order, all right? Because unless you're getting ready for the battle already, you can't get ready in the midst of the battle, all right? There's an old saying, and it goes something like this: stay ready so you don't have to get ready, all right? Stay ready so you don't have to get ready. And how do you stay ready? By keeping your house in order, all right? By keeping the word to the best of your ability, all right? It's not supposed to be a popular thing that everybody gravitates to or gravitate towards. Why? Because if that was the case, the word wouldn't be as luxurious as it is. See, the word is a luxurious to the elect because they understand the significance of it. All right, not too many are going to get it. All right, matter of fact, majority of our people won't get it. All right, so it says, verse 13. Now therefore set thy house in order, and reprove thy people. Comfort such of them as be in trouble, and now renounce corruption. See, and that's what we're doing, all right? As being prophets, and the spirit of the prophets are subject to the prophets, we're comforting our people in the fact that this place is almost over. But before this place can go over, we're going to have to enter into a time like there's never been before. Jacob's trouble. And unless you got your mind right and you're prepared for this battle, you're not going to make it out alive, right? First and foremost, you have to be part of the elect. You have to be part of Israel, and then you have to be part of the elect. So if you don't have your mind right, if you're not part of Israel, you ain't going to make it. Because out of the trouble, the perilous time, is going to come what? Salvation. In the form of what? The chariots, the so-called UFOs, all right? So you have to get your house, your mind, your spirit, you have to get everything in order. Because this is going to be like a battle like never before, all right? So it says, 14, let go from thee mortal thoughts. See? If you got any type of fear, any type of doubt, let go of those mortal thoughts, man. As it tells us, the Lord did not give us the spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. This is how we get and retain the sound mind, the sound doctrine that the Lord gave us, man. All right? By reading, all right? By putting away those mortal thoughts. Because you allow those mortal thoughts to creep in and to actually take over, you can easily fall out of the truth. All right? You can easily fall out. All right? Because you got some real slicksters out there that could make this word and twist it to where they can have you second guessing yourself. All right? So put away those mortal thoughts. All right? And do what? It says, let go from thee mortal thoughts. Cast away the burdens of man. And do what? Put off now the weak nature. Right? You got to put off that weak nature, man. All right? Because when you're getting ready for war, when you're getting ready to go to battle, and this is a spiritual thing, all right? We're not carnal. This is a spiritual thing we're speaking of. When you get ready to go to war and get ready to go to battle, you got to be solely focused on the mission, man. You can't be thinking, oh, I got a wife at home. Oh, I got to go take care of my business. Let me close up shop. No, man. You got to be ready at the drop of a dime, all right? When you call up for war, if you're a real soldier, guess what? You may not be able to go and kiss your wife and tell her goodbye. All right? This is war. This is a spiritual war we're battling, and we're getting ready and we're preparing ourselves for it. All right? The Lord's going to really open up and show himself to his men in this time. All right? And unless you prepared and you ready for this war, this battle, hey, you're going to get wiped off the face of the earth. All right? It says, Isaiah 59:19, when the enemies shall come in like the flood. So they gonna move on certain brothers and on Israel in general. All right? But it says what? A standard shall be raised or lifted. Yahweh is going to give certain brothers warlike powers, man, to meet them. All right? And guess what? Hey, you got to be prepared. You got to be ready, man. All right? You got to be ready when the Lord call you and he touch you and he give you that spiritual power. It's time to put on, man. All right? Don't be having them mortal thoughts. I can't do it. Here it is. You done push one back without even touching it. That should give you more confidence that the Lord dealing with you. Then you don't raise your hand and swipe that away, and 3 went into the wall, man. It's time to kick ass at that point, man. All right, it's time to kick ass, man. See, but if you got those mortal thoughts and you got that weak nature, you gonna fold up in that moment, man. All right, you gonna fold up. See, you gonna say, damn, I got one, but maybe that was luck. And then next thing you know, just like that, they done got your ass and put shackles and chains on you, and they taking you to a detention center somewhere. Well, now they finna put you in all type of shock therapy and waterboard and everything else, man. So you gotta put off that weak nature and those mortal thoughts, man, and put on the power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah and get ready, all right? How are we getting ready? In the time that we have now, and this grace, building ourselves up in the spirit, in the faith, all right? Going out, confessing, professing the names, the Lord, professing the ministry, all right? Mostly professing Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, all right? So guess what? We got to keep enduring into the end, man, all right? And the end is near. We in that last part. That 12th part, we in the last part, all right? So guess what? We got to continue to fight, okay? Because if not, we're not going to be found worthy, all right? We're not going to be found worthy. So let's read that again. This is 2 Ezra 14:14. It reads, let go from thee mortal thoughts. Cast away the burdens of man. Put off now the weak nature. Hey, man, this ain't for the weak at heart, man. This ain't for the faint-hearted, all right? So we're going to get into it, man. If you worried about the things in this world, mortal thoughts, the weak nature, that's going to keep you from doing the work, you ain't worthy anyways, all right? You ain't worthy, man, all right? In order for you to be worthy, you got to be willing to give everything up at a drop of a dime, all right? For this work, for this ministry, for the Lord, all right? And this is what the elect, especially the elect men, are about, doing the will and the work of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah at all costs, all right? Even if we don't feel good, even if we're not up to our best, we still put our best foot forward, man. All right? That's why the Lord sees everything that we're doing, man. He has the angels tracking and writing everything down. And guess what? In that day, when we call on him, oh yeah, that's my servant. He was out there. He had a sore leg. He had a sore foot. He had a sore back. He had a sore neck. But guess what? He still made an effort, an attempt to go out and do the work, man. Preach the word. Be instant, in season and out of season. When things are going good and when things aren't going good. You still got to be about the Lord's work. What did Yahweh Shai say when his mother came and looked for him? He said, didn't you know I was about my father's business? All right? He wasn't about, oh, they came and said, oh, your mom's looking for you, or oh, your dad's looking for you. And then what did Yahweh Shai tell her? Or tell them? He said, what? Don't you know I must be about my Father's business? So you see, and being in this walk, we have to be ready for what? All things, all right? Even at the cost of walking away, all right? You may have a good paying job, but guess what? When all hell breaks loose, what are you gonna do with that job? You gonna take the microchip? You gonna get chipped to keep food on your table? No, you gotta put all your trust in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. See, and that's what we're telling you right now, is those times are coming, and get ready for the battle, all right? Make yourself ready for thy battle, all right? This is what this is about, man. Getting right with the Lord while there's still time, all right? Because you don't want to have to try to get right with him when there's chaos, all right? When there's pandemonium, all right? Because in that time, guess what? You ain't going to be able to find them, all right? That's why I said seek. Seek means what? Look, all right? It says, seek ye Yahweh while he may be found, all right? Let the wicked forsake their ways, all right? This is what we're doing. We're telling our people to what? Forsake your ways, man, all right? Because here it is, we in quote unquote Labor Day weekend, and our people, all they want to do is integrate themselves with this system more and more, not knowing that this is the same system that's coming to destroy them, man, all right? Jake got a problem with that, man. Oh, I got a cookout. I'm cooking. I got burgers on the grill. This is Labor Day weekend. We finna kick it off. We going out to the club this weekend. We finna pop bottles. All that shit is for vanity, man. Okay? You should be seeking the Lord first and foremost, man. It's a thing called priority, man. This should be your number one priority, because what's gonna happen when all hell breaks loose and you can't find this truth? And now you looking like someone has slapped you in the face with a bag of bricks, man. All right? You're going to be looking pitiful in that time. All right? You're going to be looking pitiful. And rightfully so, man. Because when you had the option and the opportunity to seek Yahweh, you turned your nose up at his service, the prophets. All right? So guess what's going to happen to you? You're going to be judged in that time. All right? You ain't going to have no works set aside, treasures in heaven to call upon when you need it the most, all right? You're going to be looking pitiful in that time, all right? So let's read that again. 2nd Ezra 14 and 14. Let go from the mortal thoughts. Cast away the burdens of man. Put off now the weak nature, all right? A lot of our people, they have that weak nature, man, that they've gotten since they've been in Babylon the Great, man. Babylon promotes that weak nature, man, specifically through Christianity. Christianity is the major catalyst to promote weak nature, mortal thoughts, all right, that cannot be substantiated or backed up with scriptures, man. That's why these pastors, they go on sermons in these churches for hours and they rarely bring out scriptures, man. They go by what? Their emotions, their feelings, their thoughts, all right? And what does it say? Jeremiah 17, it says the heart or the mind is deceitful above all, desperately wicked. Who can know it? I, Yahweh, try the reins of man. You see? And he knows whether or not you got a weak nature on you or mortal thoughts. You can't see the prophecies that's written in the books. Because why? You're infested with mortal thoughts of man, weak nature. Put them off in order for you to see the true prophecies, man. In order for you to see the mark of the beast. In order for you to see Jacob's trouble. In order for you to see the chariots. In order for you to see Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. You got to put off weak nature, the mortal thoughts of man, all right? And put on the Lord, put on Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, man. Put on that breastplate of righteousness, all right? Let's go to 2nd Ezra 16. This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 16. And we're going to start at 35. This is 2nd Ezra 16 and 35. It reads, "Hear now these things and understand them, ye servants of the Lord. Behold, the word of the Lord, receive it. Believe not the gods of whom the Lord spake." Right, so the Lord tells us of these gods, such as Balaam or Baal, all these gods. Specifically over here in this side of the world, you got Christ and you got Islam or Allah. These gods, which is known as wood and stone in Deuteronomy, our people gravitate towards the most, all right? They gravitate towards Islam and Christianity, all right? Both antichrist. There'll be many antichrists, not just one. There'll be many, all right? There's many different religions, all right? That's anti-anointed or anti-Hamashiach, all right? That don't preach the true gospel, all right? Christianity being a major component of that, and Islam being the other, all right? All of it sprang from under what? That Roman Catholic umbrella, man. All right? All of religions come out of the Roman Catholic Church, okay? In one way or another, whether you know it or not, all right? So it says, "Behold the word of the Lord, receive it. Believe not the gods of whom the Lord spake. Behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack." So whether you want to believe it or not, whether you think things are moving slow and they're not moving up the pace according to your expectations, they're not slacking, all right? Because when they hear, it's no putting them back. Like a woman giving birth, she can't put that baby back inside of her. When it's that time, when it's her calling, when that baby is getting ready to come, she gotta deliver that baby. You can't say, "No, I'm trying to put you back in." No, you gotta get that baby out, man. All right, the same thing. Once these prophecies start hitting, ain't no telling the Lord, "Slow down. I'm not ready. I'm not prepared." That's you. You had the chance, you had the opportunity, you surely had the warnings, but yet you decided to what? Discard them. So now it's here. All right, now it's here. And now you're looking like you're lost. Like you're proverbial deer in the headlights. You're looking lost out there. That's right where that devouring lion wants you. All right? Lost like a deer in the headlights. So it says, "Behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack, as when a woman with child in the 9th month bring forth her son. Within 2 or 3 hours of her birth, great pains compass her womb, which pains when the child cometh forth, they slack not a moment." Right. So, hey, a woman that's had a few children, or even one, can tell you, them pains don't slack until that baby has been delivered. It just get worse and worse. Those contractions, they get shorter and shorter, man. And as they get shorter and shorter, the pains are more intense. They intensify more and more. Guess what? Once these prophecies start to come past, ain't gonna be no coming back until we get delivered. And in that time, you're gonna pray that you were prepared and ready for this battle. All right? You're gonna pray, but to no prevail. The Lord ain't gonna hear you. All right? The Lord is not going to hear you. Verse 39, "Even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth, and the world shall mourn, and sorrows shall come upon it on every side." You look to the left, there's a plague. You look to the right, there's a plague. You look up top, there's something going on. You look behind you, there's something going on. You look down where you standing at, there's something going on. You look to the left, you got something going on. It's gonna be all angles, man. 45, 90, 180, 360. You're not gonna be able to escape. Trust and believe, man. The Lord set this thing up perfectly, man, to give you ample amount of time and warnings, and then bring forth the judgments. And they're gonna come from every angle, from every side. And you ain't gonna be prepared. You ain't gonna be ready. It says, even so, 2nd Ezra 14:39, even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth, and the world shall mourn, and sorrows shall come upon it on every side. Verse 40, O my people, hear my word, make you ready to the battle, and in those evils be even as pilgrims upon the earth. Right. So we gonna be on the run, man. We gonna be on the move as pilgrims, never really being comfortable. All right, how can we? This devil is gonna have his watchdogs out. That's what this whole National Guard, 1,700 troops to 19 states, and that's just the beginning. It's gonna pretty much spread throughout the whole land, and more troops are gonna come in, more militarized troops, all right? And they're gonna be what? Giving direct orders. They're gonna have orders to what? Get those prophets, those servants, those trouble starters, all right? We're gonna have warrant posters out, dare I say, dead or alive, all right? Certain towns, certain cities, man, all right? They're gonna know, hey, that looks like that person we seen on TV. Because they got our images, they got our pictures, all right? It ain't gonna be nothing for them to stage a deep fake using AI, all right? And guess what? We're gonna have to use discernment and trust in the Lord. And when he says move, like he told Ezra, get up. Ezra's what? Stood up on his feet. No questions asked. Guess what? We may have a sign or we may have a voice to tell us to move to the next town. And we're gonna have to be like pilgrims and get up and leave. All right? If you got a woman or something that you're comfortable with and you don't want to leave, then guess what? Stay with that person or that thing and receive the judgment of whatever the Lord got planned for you. All right? So it says, 2nd Ezra 16:40. O my people, hear my word, make you ready to the battle, and in those evils be even as pilgrims upon the earth. Let's check this out. 41. He that selleth, let him be as he that fleeth away, and he that buyeth as one that will lose. So however you feel more comfortable, get ready to be the opposite of that. All right? Whatever you feel like you become comfortable with, be prepared to be opposite of that. Uncomfortable. Verse 42. He that occupieth merchandise, as he that have no profit by it, and he that buildeth, as he that shall not dwell therein. Who wants to lose something that they just put together? Here it is, you done got your business up and running and off the ground, and now all hell breaks loose, but you got to be as one that fleeth, all right? You got to be willing to lose everything. This is part of the battle, man, all right? You got to get your mind right. Sure, you get your daily bread, you go about your daily walk, but when it comes to that hour of temptation and you got a business and you got to choose, you got to let that business go, all right? So it says, he that occupieth merchandise, as he that have no profit by it, and he that buildeth, as he that shall not dwell therein. He that soweth, as if he should not reap. So also he that planteth the vineyard, as he that shall not gather the grapes. Right? That's the mindset you got to be in. All right? This is getting ready for the war, the battle, the spiritual battle, because trust and believe, Esau is going to hit you where it hurts, man. Especially you Jakes that thought that you came up in these last parts of this man's kingdom. I got a YouTube channel. I got social media platforms. I done built a name for myself. I got millions of followers. I'm making buku money off of this thing. And now guess what? You gotta let it all go. You gotta let it all go. As it says in Proverbs, if I'm not mistaken, it says, labor not after riches. All right? Here it is, you done labored after all these riches, and none of them is going to transfer into anything biblical. You can't take any of this with you. This world is going to wax away, man. You can't take nothing here with you, all right? This is all temporarily, man. All right, your family, your business, whatever else you may think you got, it's all temporary. It's all temporary, all right? And that's the mindset you got to have, man. Be as pilgrims even in that day, all right? So let's go ahead and go to verse 44. 44 says, they that marry as they that shall get no children. Right. The whole purpose of marrying someone is to start a family. But in that day, guess what? You got to be like, hey, well, I was engaged to get married, but now that this happened, hey, I got to move on. Especially if she not about what you about. All right. That's going to be a discernment to show whether or not who you think is who you with is who you with. Because, hey, that person may just be a friend in name only. Or that person may be just a wife in name only. All right? But is she truly your wife? And we know for the most part, our women are harlots. All right? Our women are harlots, man. All right? So we understand. We count everything for a loss for Yahweh Shai's sake, man. All right? Our women, you know, we are their glory, but we know in this kingdom, the Israelite woman, she's a harlot, man. All right? Let's get that. Let's get that. I believe that's Amos 7. This is the book of Amos, chapter 7 and verse 17. It reads, therefore, thus saith Yahweh, thy wife shall be an harlot in the city, and thy sons and thy daughters shall fall by the sword, and thy land shall be divided by line, and thou shalt die in a polluted land, and Israel shall surely go into captivity forth of his land. So our point is that what? Our women are harlots, man. Unless you getting a virgin, you ain't really married no woman, man. According to the Bible. Now, according to Esau Edom, yeah, you can marry somebody by having a piece of paper and saying y'all married, man. But in that day, that Jacob's trouble is gonna be a discernment, man. Cause she may be the one that holds you back. Oh, baby, we done build this business together. It was cool when we was talking like that back then, but I ain't think you would let all this go, baby. Look, we got us a nice family. We got a couple of sons and daughters. We got a 4-bedroom, 3-bath. We got a nice business. We got a name. I ain't ready to let all this go yet, baby. See? That talking, that sweet talking gonna get a lot of Jake caught up in that time, man. You know, you right, baby. You right, baby. It's just a little device. We can always take it out of our hand later on. See? It's that simplicity that you've been giving over to this damn devil, this harlot, that's gonna keep you from getting the reward, all right, of enduring it to the end. All right? So you gotta be ready to be as pilgrims in that day, all right? Losing what? Losing everything, willing to lose it all, right? Let's get back over there. Let's get back to 2nd Ezra 16. This is 2nd Ezra 16 and 44. They that marry as they that shall get no children, and they that marry not as the widowers. 45. And therefore they that labor in vain. Right. This is the mindset. Hey, we laboring, getting our daily bread, but hey, at that time we understand it's all in vain. Because Lord willing, we're not taking that microchip. All right, Lord willing. All right, we're not taking that microchip. Okay, so we labor, but we understand it's in vain, man. We just laboring just to get our daily bread. All right, that's the point. Give us this day our daily bread. All right, we ain't laboring for 6 months worth of bread when we ain't got number 2 days left. That's vanity, right? Let's go to the book of Deuteronomy, and it goes into a little bit more about getting ready for war or battle. This is Deuteronomy 20, and let's start at the top, verse 1. Deuteronomy 20 and 1. It reads, when thou goest out to battle against thy enemies, and seest horses and chariots, and a people more than thou, be not afraid of them. Why? For Yahweh thy power is with thee, which brought thee up out of the land of Egypt. So guess what? They're going to set up shop, all right? Trust and believe. They're going to set up shop. It may be right here in your own backyard or your neighborhood. You may see tanks. You may see a heavy presence of military or militarized troops. But fear none of that, man. Because why? The Lord is with you. Because why? You've prepared yourself for the battle. You put off that weak nature, those mortal thoughts, all right? And you understand, this is the time that we've been waiting for, all right? This is the time that we've been prophesying for. And we're close to that time, man. All right, we're close to that time. We're one order away from Trump giving the order or the decree to send National Guards to these 19 states in order to help ICE, and then something happened and spiral out of control, and now he got to send in more military personnel with firearms, with M14s. All right, and other weapons, okay? So don't worry, man. All right, don't worry about that. The Lord got us. You got to have faith. You got to put off those. You got to put off those mortal thoughts and that weak nature. All right, that'll get you jammed up, man. All right, that'll get you jammed up. You see military coming in. You see tanks coming in, and you can't quantify what's going on. Because you ain't ready for the war, you ain't ready for the battle, spiritually that is, you're a foe, man, right? You end up doing something irrational. Because you know you're going to have Jake out there with cameras. Oh yeah, look, they're going to tank coming down the street right there. Oh yeah, look, they got AK-47s and M14s on their shoulders. And you get too close, and one of them will push you down. And then what? What you gonna do? See? Jake, don't be simple, Jake. Use discernment, man. No, this is not carnal. This is spiritual, man. We wait on orders from Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. However those orders may look or be, we wait. Okay? We get a sign. The Lord wants us to move out during night at the break of dawn, whatever time we move. All right, we get a sign, we hear a voice, or however the Lord is going to talk to us in that time. We may have someone on our phone that says something. So who knows how it's going to look? But we got to be ready at the drop of a dime to move and be as pilgrims in that day. All right. Maybe 1 o'clock at night or in the morning. and you get a message across your phone that says move, move. You saying what? Move? Yeah, move. You know, hey, hey, we gotta move. Where we move? Don't ask no questions, man. Just move. Get out of that town. Get out of that city. Wait for further instructions, man. All right? You may come to a stop sign and it say this way. You don't know how the Lord gonna work in that time, man. But you gotta be prepared and ready as pilgrims. All right? And as a good soldier takes orders and don't ask questions. All right? He don't question his superior. All right, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai are our superiors. As it says, Yahweh Shai is the head of the man, and Yahweh is the head of Yahweh Shai. All right, and the man is the head of the woman. So if she really with you, she gonna move at your accord. She gonna move at your accord. All right, she ain't gonna see to want to give you lip. Oh, baby, I'm tired. I ain't ready to go right now. Give me 3 more hours. Give them 3 hours. Let her ass stay there, man. If it ain't that important for her to get up and move at your command, she don't need to come with you anyway. Because more than likely, she gonna be that thorn in your side to get you jammed up or caught up, man. Now you done gave her 3 hours. Now you got martial law knocking at your door. We just got some intel that we got a fugitive here. We need to speak to the occupants of the house. Oh shit, damn, I done overslept. I thought you said 3 hours. What happened? You ain't set no alarm? We need the occupants of the house to come out. Now here it is. You done disregarded the orders of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai for this goddamn woman of yours. And now you got the damn troops at your front door knocking and you calling on the Lord, man. When he gave you specific orders to do, and he gave them to you in the form of that message on that phone, and you told your wife to let's move, and she said give you 3 more hours, and you done fell asleep. And now you gotta knock at the door, and it's these damn troops telling you to come outside, and they finna haul you, her, and the rest of your family off to one of these FEMA camps, man. See? So you see the significance when the Lord tells you to move, you move, man. All right, you don't put it off, man. You saw Ezra, he was chilling, sitting down under an oak. And when he heard the voice of the Lord, he stood up upon his feet and said, here I am, Lord. Yes, Lord. All right, we got to be in that same mindset, man. When we get orders, however they may look, we got to be willing to move at the drop of a dime. We got to be prepared to go at all costs, all right? So that's the mindset we have to be in as pilgrims, ready to move and lose everything at the drop of a dime. We may have a business. We may have a car, a nice car. Damn, I got to go get some gas. Let me stop by the gas station first. Try your luck. The Lord can make that car run off of nothing, man. And you want to go try to stop at some damn gas station to put gas in your car. Hey, Lord, give me 20 minutes to shave trim, get a line up. Man, you better move and leave when he tell you to. Make thyself ready for thy battle. And in that time, be as pilgrims upon the earth, man. The significance of being ready. What did we say earlier? Stay ready so you don't have to get ready. All right? So it goes on to say, Deuteronomy 20 and verse 2, it says, and it shall be when ye are come nigh unto the battle, that the priests shall approach and speak unto the people. Now, what are we doing as the priests, as the prophets, the servants? Because we all are priests under the Melchizedek order. We're speaking to the people right now, giving them the warning. blowing the horn in Zion, telling the people to get ready. All right? It's about to go down in a major way. We're blowing the horn. We're telling the people to get ready. It says, and it shall be when ye are come nigh into battle, that the priest shall approach and speak unto the people, and shall say unto them, Hear, O Israel, ye approach this day unto battle against your enemies. Let not your hearts faint, fear not, and do not trouble, neither be ye terrified because of them. So we telling the people, hey man, they finna come in with some shit you ain't never seen, excuse the language. You seen tanks, wait till they come in with robot dogs, with flamethrowers attached to them. Wait till they show up with drones. Wait till they show up with shit you never seen. You may be freaked out, man, and comply right away. Yeah, I'm gonna get that chip. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And they ain't even gotta show nothing, but just the presence of their high-tech military-grade weapons is gonna scare a lot of Jake into getting that chip. All right? A lot of you hardcore, macho, bravo type niggas that say they'll never get chipped, when these damn troops come in with exoskeleton suits and laser power, direct energy weapon, laser trace bullets, and they start shooting, oh, you gonna fold, man. You gonna run and get that chip, man. Just by the optics alone, you gonna fold. But see, we telling you, man, fear none of these things, man. The Lord got us, all right? From every angle, from all sides. It says, verse 4, for Yahweh your power is he that goeth with you to fight for you against your enemies. See? So contrary to what people say, the Lord is only dealing with Israel, and on this side only the elect. So the elect will receive that salvation, that aid on high from Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai in that time. Tells you that in the book of Daniel 12. Michael the archangel shall stand up and fight for us. Verse 4, chapter 20, Deuteronomy 20 and verse 4. For Yahweh your power is he that goeth with you to fight for you against your enemies, to save you. And the officers you already know what that is. You already know what type of person that's going to be in that day. And the officer shall speak unto the people, saying, what man is there that have built a new house and have not dedicated? Let him go and return to his house, lest he die in the battle and another man dedicated. So the officer gonna be like, you know what? Those of you that build a house and you ain't dedicated, go dedicate it. If you ain't willing to lose and leave that house behind, and you feel like it's more important to go dedicate that house, go dedicate it. If you feel it's more important than his word, go dedicate that house, all right? It says what? Verse 5, and the officer shall speak unto the people, saying, what man is there that have built a new house and have not dedicated it? Let him go and return to his house, lest he die in the battle and another man dedicated. Yeah, because a lot of people worried about reaping the fruits of their labor instead of this truth, man. So the priest telling them, man, if that's where your heart at, because it says where your heart is, there will your treasure be also. So if your heart ain't in this word and you're not fully dedicated to this truth and you haven't counted the cost, don't even come. We can't use you. Go back, dedicate that house, man. It says, verse 6, and what man is he that have planted a vineyard and have not yet eaten of it? Let him also go and return into his house, lest he die in the battle and another man eat of it. Right. See? If you haven't counted the cost of losing everything in this upcoming spiritual war, including your life, don't even come to it, man. Don't even come. Stay in the world. The Lord says, I would rather you be hot or cold, not lukewarm. But because you are lukewarm, I will spew you out my mouth, man. Either you all the way in or you all the way out. Ain't no you getting into the fight and you got thoughts in your head. I wonder how my business doing. I wonder how that vineyard is I planted. And bow, you get hit with something you ain't even expect. See? Your mind got to be completely on the truth. That's why it says, is thy eye be single, thy whole body shall be full of light, man. You got to have your mind dedicated to this work, this truth. It says, verse 7, Deuteronomy 20:7. And what man is there that have betrothed a wife and have not taken her? Oh, you know, Jake. I just got my girl. I'm ready to go inside her. And now all hell breaks loose. I'm ready. She already a harlot. We read that in Amos 7:17. Another nigga been with her already before you. What's the infatuation with being with another bra some nigga already been with before, man? I never could understand that, man. I'm gonna give up my life to pursue a family with a bra that's already been ran through by, even if it's one other dude. That's one too much, man. But see, we gotta understand prophecy. It says our women should be a harlot in the city, man. They gonna sleep around with multiple dudes. And then at their discretion, when they feel like they done experienced the cock carousel long enough, then they want to settle down. Then they want to start a family. And they just look for a sap or a simp that wants to do the same thing. So if that's your MO, fine. Go and be with that woman, man. This work don't need you, especially with someone like that. So it says, verse 7, and what man is there that have betrothed a wife and have not taken her? Let him go and return unto his house, lest he die in the battle and another man take her. Right. So if you got your mind on your wife in the battle, some other man taking her, hey, just go home and be with her. Don't worry about it. All right? Don't worry about it. We understand this ain't for everybody, man. This is only for the elect. All right? Only the elect is going to understand the severity of what we're doing, man, and take it seriously. All right? And at all costs. All right? No matter what. Okay? Verse 8, and the officer shall further, and the officer shall speak further unto the people, and they shall say, what man is there that is fearful? So you got some Jake, they fearful, man. Hey, if you're afraid of being ridiculed, if you're afraid to come out and face the elements, the people, the stares, the glance, the looks, if you fearful, you know what it's gonna say. It says, what man is there that is fearful and faint-hearted? Let him go and return unto his house, lest his brethren's heart faint as well as his heart. Right? We don't need you passing off that weak, mortal man thought, weak nature to the next person, man. If you scared, stay at home. You know the saying. If you scared, go to church. Well, if you scared, take your ass home, man. All right? It's just that simple. All right? Either you're all the way in or you're all the way out. Ain't no pussyfooting and ain't no trying to straddle the gate. All right? You come to serve the Lord, prepare yourself for temptations, man. All right? It is what it is. Okay? Nobody made you no promises, and nobody gonna make you no promises that it's gonna be an easy time. All right? We understand that we gonna come across some hard times in this walk, and guess what? We got to be ready to deal with them through the power of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai and pray and fast on it, man. All right? So if you've been in this truth for a long time and you ain't even stepped foot to try yourself as a prophet and go out, what you waiting for? All right? You've been in this truth for a while and you don't learn the precepts and you got the truth and you ate the roll and you've been posting scripts for 10 years and you can recite precepts like the back of your hand, but you ain't never tried your foot at going out and setting up camp or going to a camp and seeing what you can do. Hey man, what you doing? What are you doing? All right? As it says, the harvest is plenty, but the laborers are few, man. There's work to be done. The harvest is plenty, man. It's so much work you could be doing out here. But the laborers are few, man. Not too many want to come out here and battle this heat, battle the cold, battle the rain, battle the snow, battle the sleet, battle the looks, battle the stares, battle the glance, battle the murmurings. Not too many want to go through it, man. They'd rather stay in their house from the comfort of their keyboard and just type, man. Put up precepts. Good job, Op. That was a good lesson. Thumbs up. Hey, man, you got to try yourself, man. How you going to expect to be tried and prove in Jacob's trouble? You ain't never tried yourself here and when things ain't that bad, man. You got to go out on faith. You ain't got to go to the most busiest part of town, but you got to make a conscious effort, man. The word will find you no matter where you at, all right? It don't matter if you're in a big city or a small town, man. As long as you preaching the word, the Lord will send those who he see fit to hear it, to find it, man. He want to see you go out on faith, though, all right? To show your obedience, to show your alliance, okay? Because what good is it to have this truth? As it says, what man having a candle put it up under the bed? Now you're supposed to build, you're supposed to put it where everyone can see it, man. That's what it means to be a light to the Gentiles, a light to those that of our people that are in a Gentile mindset, man. All right? Or else what good is it have? What good is you to have this truth? Yeah, it's good to post precepts and brothers get edified through that. But at some point in time, you got to go out and try. I don't want to say your luck, but you got to go out and try to see whether or not you're a man of the Lord, man. And then you can say, I tried, Lord. Even if it's 5 minutes, even if it's 10 minutes. Everybody got to start somewhere. We can't all just come on the scene and do an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours. No, man. We do a little bit at a time, man. We build ourselves up in it, man. That's what the brotherhood is about, okay? That's what the brotherhood is about, man. Everyone doing their portion of their job, all right? Some brothers can prophesy for days. Some brothers can't prophesy but for 20, 30 minutes, man. But the Lord see that brother's heart and know his mind and know that he's putting forth his best foot. All right? And he check it off. Oh, yeah, that okay. Yep. He did what I asked of him. That's what I'm more concerned with. I don't care how many precepts he can break down. Is he willing to go out and be a light to the world, to the Gentiles? The people that I have on this board, the 12 tribes that don't know they're even Israelites. Is he willing to go out and confess and profess me amongst men? As Yahweh Shah said, if you don't confess me before an adulterous and sinful generation, I won't profess or confess you amongst my Father and the angels, okay? So you can't be scared. You can't be afraid to do this work. At some point, you got to step out on faith, man. All right. Just like, who was that? Was that Peter or Thomas that said, Lord, bid me to come out on the ocean? And the Lord said, come. As soon as he walked, he was walking on the ocean, and then he got scared and he started to sink. And what did Yahushua tell him? Matter of fact, let's go there. What is that? Matthew 14. This is Matthew 14:24. Matthew 14:24 reads, but the ship was now in the midst of the sea, tossed with waves, for the wind was contrary. And in the fourth watch of the night, Yahushua went into them walking on the sea. And when the disciples saw him walking on the sea, they were troubled, saying, it is a spirit, and they cried out for fear. But straightway Yahushua spake unto them, saying, be of good cheer. It is I. Be not afraid. And Peter answered him and said, Lord, if it be thou, bid me come unto thee on the water. And he said, come. And when Peter was come down out of the ship, he walked on the water to go to Yahushua. But when he saw the wind boisterous, he was afraid, and beginning to sink, he cried, saying, Lord, save me. And immediately, Yahushua stretched forth his hand and caught him and said unto him, O thou of little faith, wherefore didst thou doubt? So you gotta you gotta step forward, man, and the Lord got you. All right? You gotta have that faith, man. Just that step. That's all it takes, man. If you fall, the Lord is going to catch you immediately. We read it, man. But Jay don't want to take that step, man. So how much more doing Jacob's trouble when you're going to be forced? Somebody going to push you into the ocean, man. And you ain't going to have nobody to grab onto. You ain't going to have no lifeguard. A lot of our people going to sink and drown in that day, man. Because why? They haven't exercised or practiced faith stepping out on that sea, on that water, man. All right? Hey, we just here to tell you and warn you, man. You want to put your best foot forward while you got a chance to showcase and put on as the elect. Do what the elect would be doing in these times. All right? Go out. Test the waters. Put your foot out there, man. The Lord is saying, come. Come. By all those that drink, come to this water, come to this well, man. He's telling you to come. He ain't gonna force you. But if you hear his voice and you of his sheep, you're gonna come to that well and drink of that water, man. That living water. He's got servants and prophets that set up to tell you, come. Oh no, them waves look rocky. People gonna look at me and they gonna judge me. Them waves look boisterous. That weather too hot out there. Let me wait for it to cool down a little bit. Let me wait for the water to start receding back. If you wait for the perfect opportunity, it ain't gonna never come, man. That's the whole thing about faith. You gotta go out on faith when the opportunity ain't there so the Lord can work his miracle for you, man. All right? But if you always waiting for the perfect opportunity, you ain't gonna never be able to see the miracle that the Lord can provide for you and do for you. All right? So what you fall, it says a righteous man falls 7 times, but gets back up. But a wicked man falls and gets into mischief. So what you fall, you may go out and you may not have all your precepts down pat. You may stumble. You may get cut by someone else. But what does that do? That make you go and study harder. That make you go and prepare yourself more. For what? The battle. Make thyself ready for thy battle. Get your mind right, man. How you gonna get your mind right? Iron sharpeneth iron, man. You gotta go out and sharpen your iron, man. All right? Lord gonna, hey, when the Lord see fit for you to be tried, I don't want to use that word try, but see fit for you to exonerate his name in any way, shape, or form, he gonna send somebody by you, or may even send somebody up to you. And you gotta be prepared, you gotta be ready. All right? You gotta be prepared, you gotta be ready. All right? So let's go back to Deuteronomy 20 and pick up at verse 9. Deuteronomy 20 and 9. And it reads, and it shall be when the officer have made an end of speaking unto the people that they shall make captains of the armies to lead the people when thou comest nigh unto the city to fight against it, then proclaim peace unto it. So, hey, the Lord's calling, man. All right? The Lord's calling the elect. Guess what? Every brother that you see is going to have his portion in the kingdom. Some 50, some 100, some 1,000. Whatever that is, man. If you put on, you're going to get your portion. That's going to be an order. But just to be part of that order is a blessing in itself. Right? But if you're not willing to try and put on and even lose everything for Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah's sake, you're not worthy to get that blessing. All right? Now, all Israel shall be saved in the kingdom. All right? But how do you want to be saved? Do you want to be saved and delivered on this side? Or do you want to have to wait and go into the kingdom? All right? Let's get one more precept and we'll close out. This is Matthew 19. Well, we'll probably get a couple of more because I want to get a couple of more. And then we'll close out. This is Matthew 19 and 29, coming off what we just read in Deuteronomy 20, specifically verses 5, 6, and 7, and partial part of 8. This is Matthew 19 and 29. It reads, and everyone that has forsaken houses, or brethren, or sisters, or father, or mother, or wife, or children, or lands, for my name's sake, shall receive 100-fold and shall inherit everlasting life. So you see, you got to be willing to lose it all in order to gain it all, right? Because what you losing here on this side pales in comparison to what you're going to get in the kingdom, all right? But if you're not willing to lose everything on this side, houses, brethren, sisters, father, mother, wife, children, so on and so forth, you ain't worthy to receive it and 100-fold more in the kingdom, all right? So get ready to prepare to lose everything, all right? Get your mind right. Let's go to Sirach 37, and then we'll close out. Also known as Ecclesiasticus. This is Sirach 37 and verse 1. It reads, every friend saith, I am his friend also. But there is a friend which is only a friend in name. Verse 2. Is it not a grief unto death when a companion and friend is turned to an enemy? Hey, don't it hurt when you got a friend that say they're a friend, but your friend turned into an enemy? It's gonna be like that. I thought you was my dog. I thought you had my back. That's that same one that's gonna turn you in, man. Don't be surprised, all right? Don't be surprised. Judas turned Yahushua in. So how much more your so-called close friends, when they back against the wall, gonna turn you in? All right? That's why it says there's one that's called a friend by name. It says it's not a grief unto death when a companion and a friend is turned to an enemy. O wicked imagination, camest thou in to cover the earth with deceit? There is a companion which rejoiceth in the prosperity of a friend, but in the time of trouble will be against him. Right? They good. They your friend when you on top. But hey, when you being deemed public enemy number one, they don't know you no more. Hey, stay away from me, Op. Well, we were cool just last week. What happened? I ain't know it's gonna be this. I ain't know it's gonna be this deep, Op. Yeah, we read it, but I was just reading it just to be it. I ain't know it was gonna get this deep. See? You thought they were your boys, man. Yeah, we were out every Saturday prophesying, man. We were prepared for this. Yeah, well, man, my wife, she told me she ain't really with that, and I got children too, man. You ain't got no children. You ain't got no wife. You don't understand what I'm saying, Art. I can't be with you no more, man. You ain't even got to, when that happened, you ain't even got to question if he took it or is he going to take it. You already know the answer, man. Just count your loss, man. Move on about your business. All right? Verse 4, there is a companion which rejoiceth in the prosperity of a friend, but in the time of trouble will be against him. There is a companion which helpeth his friend for the belly, and taketh up the buckler against the enemy, man. Be prepared, man. The same friends you thought, man. That could be the very test that Yahweh put in front of you. Dog, we were out there prophesying and cutting them Edomites for 6 years straight, man. Giving them that work, So what you saying? You ain't gonna take the chip? What you saying? What we had wasn't real? Hey, man. Peace. Peace. See you later. Verse 7. Verse 6. Forget not thy friend in thy mind, and be not unmindful of him in thy riches. Every counselor extolleth counsel, but there is some that counseleth for himself. Yeah. They're going to tell you whatever they want to get you to do what they want. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I understand, yep. Me too, I would have did that too, man. Knowing good and damn well he wouldn't, man. He just counseling for himself because why? He got other ulterior motives, man. Be careful, man. Make yourself ready for thy battle. Get your mind right. The word is getting us prepared for it, man. So nothing takes us off. If you truly invested in this truth, nothing should catch you by surprise, man. Stay ready so you ain't got to get ready. And nothing gonna catch you off guard, man. Nothing. If you truly invested in this truth, there's nothing that's going to catch you off guard. Verse 8, beware of a counselor and know before what need he have. Right, because he ain't gonna tell you what he counseling you for, what's his motive behind it, but know it. Know what need or what you need. Why you so interested in talking to me and my lady all of a sudden? Here it is. You ain't never met my lady before, but now you want to talk to her. no, my wife wanted to, I told her I told her you married, I'm married, my wife wanted, hey, no, man. What you need to meet my lady for, man? What your wife and my wife need to know, man? Hey, know what he's counseling you for. It says, beware of a counselor and know before what need he have, for he will counsel for himself. He might be playing you just so he can get around to your lady, man. Indirectly, who knows, man? But know what he counseling for you for. It says, lest he cast the lot upon thee. Right. He may be setting you up, man. Under the guidelines or office of being a friend, man. Know what he counseling you for, man. Verse 9, and say unto thee, thy way is good, and afterward he stand on the other side. Damn. So here it is. He told you, hey, man, come on over here, man. Yeah, this is the day. We good right here. Come on, hey. Hey, we got, hey, come right here. And then you get there, and then a week later, he abandoned you. Now he done dipped off and went back into the world, man. Be careful, man. Be careful. Always pray and ask the Lord to guide your path and direction, man. Don't be hasty to make a decision. Pray on it, man. Ask the Lord to guide you, to show you, to open you up. All right, if it be his will. Because, hey, man, you got some slicksters out here, man. They good with the word game. All right? Yeah, hey, this is where you want to be at right here, man. Yeah, come on, man. And then next thing you know, they dipping out on you, man. What happened to such and such? Oh, man, he left, man. What? Yeah, he left, man. See? Damn, and now you feel like, man, that's the reason why I was here. But he got you here, now he dipped out on the other side. So it says, verse 9, and saying to thee, thy way is good, and afterward he stand on the other side to see what shall befell thee. Right, so he may even set you up, man. Yeah, man, go ahead and go down that street and hook a left and a right, and I'll meet you here on the other side. Meanwhile, he's staring you down and seeing if a pack of dogs gonna come out and chase you. He'd rather use you for the test dummy. See, here it is. He told you to go down the street and hang a left, and knowing good and damn well you got dogs down there, but he wanted to see if they gonna chase you before he go down there. So he pretty much using you as a crash dummy. Be mindful of that, man. Be mindful of that, okay? Hey, anything can happen, man, but you have to be prepared. And if you in this truth, be prepared for everything. Verse 10, consult not with one that suspecteth thee, and hide thy counsel from such as envy thee. Right? What they call it, a stank eye? Oh yeah, he got a stank eye. Here it is, you own, but he looking at you with disdain. Damn, I can't stand him, man. He always getting the attention. All the girls coming up to him in camp. You know, here it is, you just preaching the truth, man. You could care less about females coming to you and asking you questions, but he looking at, damn, man, I want that number one spot. I want to be the number one in charge. Be careful, man. Be careful. Verse 10, consult not with one that suspecteth thee, and hide thy counsel from such as envy thee. Verse 11, neither consult with a woman touching her of whom she is jealous. Right. Hey, man, these women, what more do I need to say, man? What more do I need to say? Stay away from them. especially them jealous type. Oh yeah, you can have as many women as you want. I'm an Israelite because I allow my man to have as many women as he wants. And then when that's put to test, she jealous. Oh, you spending more time with Rebecca than you spending with me. Well, hey, it is what it is. I didn't think you was gonna spend as much time with her as you was with me. See? Be careful, man. Don't let that slow you up, man, and trip you up in this truth just because you can have multiple women. All right? Do everything decently and in order. All right? Although all things are lawful, they're not expedient, man. Here we is in captivity, and you trying to live like a king, man. No, man. Be humble, man. Be humble. It says, neither with a coward in matters of war. So, what we talking about? Don't go consult with a coward when you talking about a spiritual war, man. You trying to talk to somebody outside the truth that don't know what it takes to be in the truth, man. In the eyes of the Lord, they're a coward, man. They ain't never been out on the highway in hedges. They ain't never put up a video online. They ain't never used the names, but you telling them. That's why it says, cast not thy pearls before swine, lest they trample them on their feet and turn again and rend you, man. Don't consult with a coward about war, man, especially spiritual war. They can't consult with you, man. All right? It says, nor with a buyer of selling, nor with an envious man of thankfulness, nor with an unmerciful man touching kindness, nor with the slothful for any work, nor with an hireling for a year of finished work, nor with an idle servant of much business. Hearken not unto these in any matter of counsel. Right. So you can't go to somebody who ain't never did it before, man. What they gonna tell you? What they suspect or what they expect? No, man, you want to go somebody that did it and that's doing it. All right? And go to them for counsel. All right? So let's go conclude the lesson of today's topic, which is make thyself ready for thy battle, get thy mind right. And with that, we're going to turn the face to the east, and we're going to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Right? Shalom. Until the next time, if it be the Lord's will, stay strong, stay in the faith. We're almost home. Shalom. Peace.